Hello everyone, Dynamo here. Welcome to another Halloween special tribute episode in 2024. Today's character, starring Sadako Yamamura, a fictional ghostly antagonist from the novel and film adaptation The Ring. Original book written by Koji Suzuki. This video was requested by the artist Drake Powers, who also made the video's thumbnail. I'll put the artist's social link in the description box below so you can give him a follow. So who or what is Sadako Yamamura? She's an evil spirit based off of Japanese mythology called the Onryu, a wrathful ghost, particularly women whose souls died filled with extreme hatred. They are depicted as pale-skinned females with long disheveled oily black hair, wearing traditional white burial clothing. Although small in stature, they are bloodthirsty, unpredictable, and dangerous. When these spirits invade our living physical world, they relentlessly seek revenge on those who wronged them in their past life. Where or when they appear is unknown, but in the shadows, they wait to torment and kill their target. In Sadako's case, her backstory varies between continuities in films, books, and other media, but they all portray her as a vengeful spirit and are heavily inspired by Japanese ghost story Bancho Sura Yakashiki, based on a Banranku theater in July 1741. That story explored themes of broken trust and broken promises, leading to a dismal fate. Add to that, The Ring is based off another real-life story about a little girl who passed away at a very young age, who contracted from a nuclear fallout post-World War II Japan. Though I will not be speaking on that anymore because it is a historical sensitive topic. Anyways, the fictional ghost, Sadako, that everyone loves is famously known for her movies and many sequels and spin-offs, and its American adaptation of the same name, but the antagonist is named Samara Morgan. So let's briefly and shortly go over the Japanese, Korean, and American film versions. Also, minor trivia on the side. For those who don't know, Sadako is born intersex, meaning she was born with both male and female characteristics. Just giving y'all a heads up. From Japan, Sadako Yamamura, her past was very different than the novel. In the books, she was born with psychic powers from her mother, Shizuko, who possessed an ESP called Nensha, the ability to project images from one's mind onto surfaces like paper, photographic film, and electronic media such as television. I'm gonna fast forward a bit. So the couple, they were shunned because they were assumed as frauds by the masses. Later on, depression kicked in, and next up, Shizuko committed suicide. Then, years later, a grown adult Sadako was later raped while contracting a smallpox virus and murdered and thrown into a well. Many more years later, a videotape was found in a resort cabin and the curse spreads from there. In contrast from the 1998 movie, Sadako was not the biological daughter from Dr. Akuma and Shizuko, but it is implied that Shizuko was impregnated from a sea demon. This accursed version of Sadako was a single child, then somehow split into twins, a good one and an evil version. The doctor kept them separate as long as he could. Then later, an angry mob was formed out of vengeance. Then the twins emerged or fused together and a killing spree happened. Sadako was then sealed away many years later, and thus the videotape curse. Then we have the American version of The Ring, a 2002 remake that borrows some aspects from the novel and the 1998 film. In this edition, the ghost antagonist is named Samara Morgan, who, when she was alive, was originally adopted by some farm ranch folks. Samara's psychic powers here are more erratic and violent compared to Sadako's. She would force and manipulate her victims by mentally projecting unwanted images, driving people insane. She was killed, of course, again tossed into a well, and the videotape curse happens once more. Next, in the Korean remake, 1999, this film was called The Ring Virus. It mostly follows the books, especially the spreading of the plague virus transferring to electronic media. Also, in the Korean version, it places more emphasis on the antagonist's physiology, the intersex aspects that I mentioned before. Okay, now let's talk about her personality. She is full of rage, cruelty, bloodlust, murderous, yet also filled with sorrow because of her tragic upbringing. Powers and abilities. As I mentioned before with Nensha, mind projection imagery onto objects. When Sadako was human, she possessed telekinesis and telepathy. The strength level demonstrated was shown enough to kill a person at close range. But as a ghost, she became even more powerful and dangerous. She had the ability to manipulate people's dreams, invading their subconscious and attacking within. Also, she has a form of teleportation, able to emerge from TV and film projectors, her signature means of travel. She also possessed body manipulation, able to contort her joints and squeeze into the most cramped and tiniest spaces. Sadako can also place curses on objects, bending the rules to her liking to a limited degree. She also possesses supernatural strength. She can easily drag her victims and break their bones. Soul stealing as well, but to a degree we're unsure, but her victims almost always end up dead. Finally, she is immortal and can resurrect herself many times. Though the only drawback to Sadako's powers is that she can appear to whomever watches her tapes. Other than that, don't watch her videos at all. Cultural impact. When The Ring was first introduced to American cinema, it set a wave or a trend and introduced the masses to Japanese horror. It set a new style and genre to the Western world. Fan interpretation through art, such as video games. She appeared in Dead by Daylight as a villain, shown here. And also, if you want to get a true experience of this character, not playing as her, but experience this, I highly suggest you play a game called Fatal Frame. It's a lot like it, and based off Japanese mythology. And now for the not safe for work stuff. In case you were wondering why she has so much lewd fan art of her, is because of the 1998 Japanese film The Ring. There's this one scene where this guy, he's the first victim that's gonna get killed, and when she crawled out of the TV, the camera cuts into this weird angle that looks like he was getting head. And her dress, she was like partially nude under there too. That's all I gotta say. Don't forget to follow the artist Drake Powers, link in the description box, and I hope you all have a good Halloween. Peace.